Let's do an end of month reading vlog, shall we? Hello everyone, welcome back to A Fictional Escapist. My name is Kris, and today's video is going to be a reading vlog. I wasn't initially going to do one for the month of August because the month was a bit crazy, but I actually do have quite a few reading plans to try and knock out before the end of the month, so let's just see what happens in the next 10 days or so. Maybe we'll go to the 31st and just finish off the month for August. So, what am I reading at this current point in time? I am currently reading two things. I am 85% of the way through Legacy of Brick and Bone by K. Matar. Now, it's a book two, so I don't want to give too much away. What I will say is that this book is so deep. Like, the thematics of just humanity and what we are and how we interact and the intricacies and how we all sort of interweave with one another's lives, and we just fight for what we believe in. It's such an in-depth look at what makes us human, and it's beautiful and it's brutal. And I remember saying that about the first book, that it was just a beautifully brutal book. And the same is going for book two. We get to know the ins and outs of our characters a lot more than we did in book one, particularly our side characters. I'm finding this one doesn't focus so much on the Tashaway and Stella storyline. We really are delving into more of what makes this world and what makes these relationships so intimate and intricate and interwoven. Can I think of another I word? I don't know. But I have now got a favorite character, which is Lorne. I don't know. I just love the guy, and I want to give him a big hug, even though I'm not a hugger. Like, I just think the guy needs some love, and I've got a real soft spot for him in the book. So that should be finished up this week. I've got about 4 hours left on the audio. It has taken me about a month to get through that book because it is a chunk. The other chunk that I'm currently reading is Toll the Hounds by Stephen Erickson. Now, I'm under no illusion that this will happen in the next 10 days. I sort of changed the way that I'm reading the Malazan books at the moment, which is reading a book at a time and then splitting it up with other things. When I read Malazan, I really enjoy it, but I do get frustrated at how long and how little progress I'm making on other things when I'm reading these books. And now that we're in book 8, I'm really starting to pick up on locations and people and their relationships, and I sort of know where we are each time we're jumping around, which I think is quite interesting because there is a lot in this book, and I'll probably talk about it at the end of all with like an overall experience of reading Malazan as someone who doesn't love it in terms of, you know, it's the best thing that's ever read. Stephen Erickson isn't necessarily my favorite author of all time, but I can certainly see why he is for some people, but also someone who is genuinely enjoying it. I think I've given all these books 4 stars so far, except for Gardens of the Moon, which I loved. I love the first 2, which I will probably give more towards a 5-star, but like the rest of them have been solid 4 stars. Enjoyed it, don't love it, don't think it's the best thing on the planet, but it's just an interesting experience to have, which is different to other people who either love it or hate it. Now, when those two things are done, so in this vlog, you'll probably see me get to the end of book 2 of Toll the Hounds, and then we're going to read a whole bunch of other stuff. Things I would like to get to in this vlog is I would like to read Authority by Jeff Vandermeer. So it is the first book in the Southern Reach trilogy, soon to be the Southern Reach Quartet at some point. But the first book is about 127 pages or 157. I can't quite remember, but I am talking about this with Ryan on our podcast on September 30th, I think it's coming out. So I need to get all 3 books read. So the first one of that will be happening. I also have the first third of Carved on Flawed Dreams by M.T. Fontaine coming out as a beta read. So I have that, which I would really like to get done before the end of the month for her. And I would also like to read Club Contango by Elaine Bowie, I want to say is a surname. I'll put it up here just in case I got that incorrect, and I apologize if I have. But this I have on my laptop, and I'd really like to get to that because September is a crazy month of reading arcs and reviewing arcs, and also getting some beta reading stuff happening, as well as our website launching. So there's a bit happening in the month of August. We are back from our trip from Brisbane, which is great. I've just done a couple of videos, filmed a couple of videos here, which is good, getting back into the swing of things. And yeah, I expect this week will be a lot of eating vegetables. There's not a lot of vegetables got eaten while I was in Brisbane. So food, books, that's basically what you're here for. But whatever happens, I'll catch you in the next clip. Hello everyone, it is Tuesday afternoon. It's very gloomy in Perth. Apparently we've got rain all week, but what's new at this point? We took the rain to Brisbane. It was raining for 4 days there. Now it's raining when we get back. It's just rain city over here. But I've done some reading, so I thought I'd give you a quick update. I read 2 chapters of Malazan yesterday and got to the end of book 2, which ends at chapter 13, which really hurts my soul because I hate leaving things on the number 13, but I have other reading to do, so I'm just going to have to let that go for the time being. Really enjoying it. We're really focused in Darujistan. I can't pronounce the friggin' city in Malazan. And it's always funny to me because I always have the Wikipedia up to see like what characters are connected to who, but I haven't had to do that so much in this one because we're sort of very much situated in this one city. The final, like there was a battle at the end of book 2. So I'm in book 8 of Malazan Book of the Fallen, and within the books there are 4 separate books or parts, I guess. So I finished part 2, and there was this big battle between Anamanda Rake and it was other gods, and it was just so bloody. I don't want to like spoil anything in case people are reading it. There was a lot of blood, and it was insane, and it was a really good chapter, and I stayed up reading it. Anyway, so I'm now at the end of part 2 of that and on to part 3, but I picked up Club Contango by Elaine Bowie, which I'll put up here. This book is a fever dream. It is so disjointed in terms of the chapters, but it totally fits this story. So this book is really focused on a character called Connie who runs like an illegal micro casino, is how it's described in the blurb. But she's so much more. She's working like 4 jobs. She has this really entangled life of people, both good and bad. It's philosophical. It basically reads to me like the introduction to a sci-fi video game where you have to go and like talk to all these people and figure out like where you fit into other people's lives, and she's just trying to do her best. I don't think I'm at the crux of what this story is about at 76 pages in. It feels very jumpy, but like I said, it sort of fits. We're following this person around as she goes and talks to all these different connections. Like, for example, there was a phone call and she's trying to dodge this person, and we're learning more about her connection to this person and why she might be dodging these calls, but also why it might be important for her to pick up that phone. And it's so interesting, like I said, very thematic. It fits for the story that it's trying to tell, but I'm not really sure what's happening at the moment, but I'm enjoying it. So I'm hoping to get to page 100 of that tonight, but we will see. I do need to cook 2 separate meals this evening, do a bit of meal prep because I'm in the office tomorrow and our housemate is back. I really need to like jump back on the kidney diet after about a week of not doing it very much. And then I'm also in Sydney for work in a couple of weeks' time. So I need to make sure I'm getting back on that, and just having meal prepped done makes it easy. But yeah, that was the update. Tonight I am making minestrone and like poor man's fried rice, vegan version, and I might take you along for the ride for that, but I'll catch you in the next update. Good morning, everyone. It is Friday. The light is weird, but we're just going to go with it. I got some stuff to show you. So it was Friday the 23rd. I think I already said that. We recently went to Brisbane, as most of you who are watching this know, but my father and mother-in-law just went to Japan, and they love stationery and things like that over in Japan, and they bought me some bookmarks, and they were really cute. They just, I don't know, there's something about Japanese stationery. So this is the box for the bookmarks. These aren't even the bookmarks themselves yet. And then I picked out the green one. This is Honen in Temple. I probably pronounced that incorrectly, but I like green. So, and I've got like little information bits on the back. It's very pretty, but there's quite a few in here. So, but oh, I missed one. They're so beautiful, these paintings, and they have different temples on them, and then some information about the temples on the back. He's told me to share them, but I probably won't because I read this many books sometimes at once, so I'm obviously going to need all of them. Speaking of bookmarks, I also had this one come in from Michael McKell, which I've recently learned to pronounce correctly. Sorry, Michael, for The Way of the Wizard. So because I'm international, I couldn't get like a physical copy in the Kickstarter, but I was the first beta reader for this book a couple of years ago now. So I read that one and I quite enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy it as much as Price of Power, which I still think is fantastic and one of my favorite books to this date. I think if anything has the potential to be an indie George R.R. Martin, it's probably Michael McKell with the Price of Power series. It was just so good. And I also got this little keychain. I don't know where I'll put that yet, but I got it. Anyway, I also have some book mail. This came from a very lovely and local author, so thank you, Livia. We're going to open up. Beautiful packaging, by the way. I can't wrap to save my life, so there is that. So this is from Livia J. Elliott. This is the map, which is really cool. I'm starting to really dig book swag. I'm not a big map guy, like in books, but I like when you get the swag. With the map, but I very rarely go back personally and look at where we are. I just like experiencing it. Oh, Ari's coming. Everyone just left the house this morning, so she's a bit, where are the people? And we have a copy of The Genesis of Change, and this is a philosophical novella, philosophical fantasy, I believe, and it is just beautiful. The premise sounds amazing. I do love me some philosophical pondering within the SFF sphere. We've got some bookmarks. Oh, it's a podcast episode that I can check out. What I just say about bookmarks, I keep them all. I thought this one said mine, which it doesn't, but well, it doesn't in the way that I thought it was, but I will keep it as mine anyway. And there's a little note in the front here, and it's signed, which is cool. So thank you so much for sending this my way. I can't wait to dive in. I may even be able to fit it in before the end of the month. I'll be looking for something quite bite-sized, potentially, before the end of the month. So we'll see how that goes, and you may see me talk about this one later on, but we'll catch up with you later. It is the end of the workday. I have stuck to 0 of my reading plans. And I started Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer, and my grotty little hands already put oil on that beautiful naked hardback, which I'm very annoyed at. Oh well, that's what dust jackets are for, right? That is what they're for. Anyway, so I started that. I'm only 20 pages in. I friggin' love it. I just have a feeling that Jeff Vandermeer is going to be an author for me. It's atmospheric, it's descriptive, it's weird, it's psychologically very unnerving already at 20 pages going into Area X, and all we really know is there is a team of 4 women of different professions who have been sent into this area. They are the 12th, I think I just read, expedition into this place. No one has succeeded in there. And I have watched the movie, so I do know a little bit of like what's going to happen and what to expect. I'm ready for the weird horror that's coming our way. But yeah, I've started that. I don't want to say too much because I'm doing a podcast episode with Ryan about the whole series. I haven't gone further than Annihilation. I haven't read it. I've just seen the movie, so I don't know anything that happens in like the next 2 installments of the trilogy or quartet, whatever it is, but I'm very excited to do that. I did finish Legacy of Brick and Bone yesterday. I forgot to talk about it when I did an update this morning. Kamatar just knows how to land a punch. Pun absolutely intended. If you've seen the cover of that book, I'll put it up here. I am always just floored at how the author describes human relationships. They are so intricate, they are delicate, there is a balance to people, we are all extremely complex, and Matar just does not shy away from hooking into that and really exploring it. And I also like how aware that the author was of their own story, because at the end we sort of go in a circle with one of the characters and we sort of end up in the same place where we began, even though a lot of like emotional and character growth happens in that time. And the character goes, so we just ended up where we were originally. And I was like, I like that. I really love when the author is self-aware and says that, and it just tickles me every time it happens, because yes, that did happen, but so much else happened in that time frame, and the dark political backdrop of this fantasy story just gets more and more complicated, and you just need to know. Also, I love Lorne. Lorne just needs a big hug. I'm very drawn to this character, and I'm not really sure why, because the dude is damaged. Maybe that's why. I don't know. That's for my therapist to figure out, not that I have one right now. Anyway, that was a reading update. I don't know what I'm going to do on this Friday evening. Hopefully read some more Southern Reach. It does really make you read it slowly to get the impact of the story, so I'm not reading it quickly. The first book is 129 pages or something like that, and I'd like to take a couple of days to really just sit within that atmosphere rather than like blitz through it. I may read more of Club Contango. I'm at 106, page 106, but they're my plans for the weekend, to finish Club Contango and also Southern Reach before the end of Sunday. And then I need to do a beta read for M.T. Fontaine for the first third of Carved on Flawed Dreams. And we'll see how we go. I don't have a lot of weekend plans. Maybe my friend who just moved to Perth will come over tomorrow, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, bye. It is Saturday morning. The last clip you saw with, ignore the dirty dishes. Just ignore them. The last clip that you saw, I was very wet because Ari and I went out for our usual Saturday dog park trip, and we got caught in a windstorm, which turned into sleet like rain. So we had a quick run home, and yes, it was very wet. Now I need to have breakfast before I start work, and I have an obscene amount of apples. In a house that doesn't eat all that many apples, we love them, and I tend to buy bags of them, but then they get thrown out because we don't eat them. So I'm going to eat them because we're trying not to food waste. So I think I'm just going to cook them down, a little bit of vegan butter and brown sugar and cinnamon, make my normal oats, and then put them on the top of the oats, and it should be delicious. We'll see how it goes. I've done this before with apples, but normally it's for pancakes and or ice cream. Hopefully it works with oats. I'm sure it will. Same premise. It's delicious. Reading today. So I do have work today. We may have a friend coming over, which means a speed clean of the house. Maybe not. I don't know. We just did that thing where we're like, sorry, the house is a mess. I didn't do anything about it. Do you want food? That could potentially be the way this goes. I'm hoping to read at least another chapter of Southern Reach trilogy today, so chapter 2 of Annihilation, and I'm hoping to get another 100 pages of Elaine Bowie's story done. I don't know whether that's going to happen. It depends if the friend comes over tonight, because I do get breaks during the day, but not enough to read 100 pages of a book. So we'll see what happens during the day, but I'm going to cook. Good morning. Happy Sunday. It's Sunday? What is time? The 25th, I want to say. Yeah, I think it's the 25th. Oh, is that a good scratch, you little weirdo? Okay. I didn't read a whole lot yesterday. I ended up working for all day, it is my job, but I didn't get a lot of break. Yesterday just stuff kept coming up, so that's fine. I did get to halfway on Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer, so I read about 40 pages of that, but I didn't get any more of Elaine Bowie's Club Contango read, which I'm going to sit down and do this morning, hopefully. Rach and I really have nothing planned today. So Rach goes self-employed at the end of next week, so we really got to start curbing that money so we can afford your care, because you got to go to the vet. Do you know that? She doesn't know that yet, but it's coming. So yeah, we've basically got an indoor day. I'm hoping to get a bunch of reading done. I've got a podcast episode to do with Ryan this afternoon, so watch out for that. They're my glasses, thank you. Yeah, so I'm going to read, hopefully get some editing done. I'm trying to get back into review writing and publishing, so I may have a review to go up on before we go blog this afternoon. That'd be good. I haven't done one in a while, and I do have an author interview ready to go as well. So yeah, that'll be fun. That's basically what we have planned for today. I did start Threshold of the Universe, by T.A. Bruno, which is book 3 in the Song of Kamaria. I've listened to about an hour of it so far, and it's so action heavy in the first 2 chapters, I think is what I've listened to. So yeah, I may go out and get some baked goods, because that's a Sunday tradition and we can still afford it. We're not impoverished, but we just need to be a little bit more careful. But that is a Sunday tradition that I do enjoy with Rachel, having a coffee over a pastry and talking about what we've got on. Good morning, team. It is Monday. It's not Monday, it's Tuesday. I just start my work week on a Tuesday, so it feels like Monday. The 27th. Last night I finished Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer. It was fantastic. This 129-page book packs so much of a punch. That sound you can hear is Ari eating breakfast. I normally don't tab, I normally don't underline, I normally don't make notes, but this one definitely got me. It is such an atmospheric sci horror which builds up the tension so well but doesn't rely on action at all. There are 2 scenes of action in this. One is between 2 people and one is between this entity that they have basically been fearing, that they've gone to study in Area X, and it's just so well done. Jeff Vandermeer writes in a way which captures the beauty of the surroundings while also not relying on bulk words to tell the story that he's trying to tell. So I had a really good time with it. Very curious as to where we left off, but I will be putting book 2 and 3 aside until probably September 10th or so. So the second 2 books have about 200 pages each, so they will be read before our podcast episode, which is the 30th of September. If you want to join along and see what Ryan and I think of the trilogy, I'm sure we'll pick up the 4th book when it comes out to, I guess, have a discussion on that. Maybe not as formal as this one, but anyway. Today my main aim is to finish Club Contango by Elaine Bowie. I've got about 100 pages left. I'm at 220, somewhere around there. It's still like a fever dream, but I'm really enjoying it. I think it really fits the tone of the story that it's trying to tell. We're very much in the heat of this murder mystery. There's like the main character Connie got conned into training in AI, and now she's finding like holograms of herself all over the city, and they keep finding her, and it's all part of this like bigger conspiracy, and it's kind of cool. So I'm having a good time with that. Malazan I've put to the side for now. I'll go back to Toll the Hound sometime in September and just keep doing that like book by book while I'm reading other things. And then so my aim is to finish Club Contango today, and then for the next few days, so until the end of the month and the end of the vlog, I'm really going to be focusing on the beta read for Empty Fontaine for Carved on Flawed Dreams. So I'm hoping that that will start tomorrow, and that's where my energy will go into to get that done before the end of the month. So that is the reading updates. Yeah, I'll catch you when I've finished Club Contango and give you my thoughts on that. All right. Are you good now you've had breakfast? Okay, bye. Hello, it is the evening of Tuesday the 27th, and I have finished Club Contango by Elaine Bowie. It's been a day. I finished the last 100 pages. I really enjoyed it. This is a book that I've said it before in this vlog, it does feel like a fever dream, and it's tackling some really heavy topics. And the last 100 pages, it went so fast, and there was a moment in it which I don't want to say because I don't want to give anything away, but I sort of started clocking on to an element of this story, and I'd started to like really question and put those pieces together for myself when the reveal happened, and I was like, oh yes, I totally got that. And like, oh yeah, I was wondering if that was happening through the whole thing, but thoroughly enjoyed it. It feels very cyberpunk. It's a sci-fi. The destination we're in is called Freeport. It's like a space station away from Earth, and Connie's gone to try and make a better life for herself. She gets entangled in this creation of an AI which is using her image, and she like trained it but didn't realize she was giving away her rights to basically her person. She's seeing holograms of herself. Then her business partner gets murdered, and it's just like it's a whole situation, but I thoroughly thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'll have a review with probably, or hopefully, some more cohesive thoughts in the next couple of days. But I'm definitely going to be looking for more by Elaine Bowie, because I had a fantastic time with it. Now, in terms of tonight, I don't really know what I'm going to do. I'm not ready to start something new yet. Like, my brain isn't quite ready to start something new yet, but I am still in the reading mood. So I may go back to Stephen Erickson and just read a chapter of this. I think there's 60 pages or so in the next chapter, or whatever I'm up to. So I may go that, because at least it's a familiar story. I'm currently reading it, I'm in the middle of it, and then I'll start Carved on Flawed Dreams tomorrow night and get through the first part of the beta read. Or I have picked up Saints Row, whatever the newest one is, like the origin of the Saints. And it's a game that I used to play when I was in my late teens, early 20s. Like, I played through the whole series. This is the only one that I haven't played, so I bought it ages ago. It's installed. I started it 2 days ago, so I may just play some more of that, because Rachel works next to me and I play, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, that was Club Contango update. I will catch you when I do any more reading, which I'm not sure when that is. But quickly, just speaking about gaming, a couple of vlogs ago I was talking about potentially streaming on YouTube. I put a plug in that idea for now, but what I am doing, if people are interested in the gaming aspect, is over on my Discord. There are some games which I will stream in there. They're not games that you really have to follow along for any sort of story, just chill, hang out. So I will stream in there, I'll be on camera, I'll be talking to the camera, I'll be talking through the game like you would see people do on a stream. You have the opportunity to come in on voice, or you don't have to be on camera, you don't have to be on voice if you're uncomfortable with that. But there's also a chat section in there. If you see me hanging out in there and you're on the Discord, please feel free to come in, but that's probably where I'll do it, at least for the time being, until Rachel gets her stream set up, and maybe I can jump on hers, but I don't know. We'll see what happens there. Anyway, catch you next update. I have some book mail. I got Rachel's parents gave me a gift card because it's my birthday tomorrow. When we went to Brisbane, so they gave me a gift card. I already spent it. It takes a while to get things to Perth. I also have some authors sending some things my way, so I have no idea what's in this package. It may be things I've ordered myself. It may not be, but we're going to open it up and find out. Okay, I could not do that one-handed. But I have some books that I ordered for my birthday, and they came in time, which is really nice. I ordered Domestication by Shannon Knight. This cover is just glorious. It's a bit glossy in the ring light there, but you know, if you can really see it. Why am I putting my face close to the camera when I could just put the book closer? So it's like a goat. All I know, it's a horror. There are farm animals. It's gonna be weird, and I am absolutely here for it. So I went ahead and I bought that one. I'm very much looking forward to my spooky season TBR, which that will be on it. And I haven't shut up about the Bloodstone since I read it. So I had to go and buy a physical copy. So I went ahead and I purchased a physical copy for the shelves. So that is the mini book haul. Maybe there'll be more tomorrow, because I've ordered quite a few things. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where the week takes us, but I now have a copy of what may be my favorite read of the year so far. Big call. There's still 4 months, but it was fantastic. Hello, everyone. It is Friday the 30th, which means it is my birthday. I've just had to run to the door because this got delivered, and if it is what I think it is, it was what I thought was coming yesterday, but it ended up being the books that I bought. So we'll open this and we'll see what it is. Hopefully it's not embarrassing. I did have one instance on a birthday where I was at a school camp, my parents turned up, and I opened underwear in front of like 50 kids. So hopefully it's not that situation, because there's more than 50 people following me. So, you know, I have high hopes for it, but I thought I'd give a quick little reading update as well, just to finish off the vlog. I don't think I'm going to get anything else read before the end of the month, and I go to Sydney on the 2nd of September. So let's wrap this up here. What did I last finish? It was Club Contango. I've talked about that. I've just read the first third of Carved on Flawed Dreams by M.T. Fontaine. It's in a beta read stage right now. Really good. Very little critique I can give the book at this stage. M.T. Fontaine knows what they're doing. I love the series, so maybe I'm biased. But yeah, had a really good time with that. I will get the report done and sent off to the author later today. But yeah, had a really good time. I did end up picking up Toll the Hounds again and starting book 3 within the book itself, and I've only read a chapter there, so there's not many more thoughts that I have. It is what it is, Malazan at this stage. Really enjoying it, but I think you really do need to be in the mood for that philosophical, navel-gazing, ranty exploration of topics along with the storyline. What I will say about Toll the Hounds, and I think I've mentioned it before, is that I'm now grounded in where we are, particularly because this book focuses heavily on the one location and similar characters, so it does feel like I'm more grounded in the world and things are building up. The war between the gods is really ramping up and like the stakes there are getting quite big, so I have high hopes for the end of the series. Again, I don't think I'm going to love it as much as some people do, but I think I'll enjoy it. So, and then I'll have done Malazan hopefully at the end of 2025. That's what the aim is, but it may 2024, maybe 2025. Who knows at this stage. And I've got to 50% of In the Threshold of the Universe by T.A. Bruno. It is non-stop action. It is just, we're going against the Unreal, the Yoknai are doing their thing, and it's just, at book 3 I can't say very much because it's just all spoilers, but far out, that book does not have a stop button right now, and I expect it to be crazy the whole way through. T.A. Bruno really ramps it up at the end of book 1 and book 2, and like, book 3 is just on that same level. It's just so high the whole way through. But that was the reading updates. I'm not threatening anyone with a knife, but I am going to use it to open the package. Don't be like Kris. Cut away from yourself because you don't want injuries. So we'll see what's in this box. Just double check it was addressed to me because that could have been embarrassing. There's 3 people in this house. And let's see what we have. It is what I think it is. So this is going to be ASMR, and a huge thank you to Timothy Wolf for reaching out and sending these my way. Oh, they look so good. So I now am the proud owner of the trilogy of the Legacy of Bullum. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Timothy was very kind to send me the complete hardback set, which is just insane. So we have Platinum Tinted Darkness, and this book sounds so good. These are a 2025 read for me, so if you want to come along, read them with me, you're more than welcome to. I will be doing these. We've got Tears of the Maelstrom, which is book 2. My favourite cover personally, because I love a lizard. And I had that on my phone background for a while. And then we have book 3 that's just been released, Age of Arrogance here. And it is just, look at that beautiful, beautiful cover. So thank you so much, Timothy, for sending those my way. And they arrived on my birthday. How cool is that? Anyway, those are the reading updates that I have for the month. The reading updates. Wow, what video am I filming? That's the vlog, people. I don't know if this one's going to be quite short because I didn't have a whole lot of reading updates, but we'll see. I'll put these up on the screen. Look at that. How cool is that? Alright, well, if you like the content, give one of those. If you want to see more of it, click subscribe at your will, and I will catch you in the next video. Ciao.